Kevin Smith when I first
And
looked at
check
it.
it
I
now.
thought I couldn't see the first part. I thought it said Tom Smith.
Yes.
Like, Tom Smith put out a DVD?
So they added April O'Neil.
Yeah, I saw. That's cool. I still need to. Me and Kyle are, have a tentative plan to
All right, we have audio now. So now
that one Ninja Turtles game that they made.
who's streaming
a couple years
on?
ago.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, making sure. All right, streaming on Dementia Radio now, and recording in 3, 2, 1, go. Damn it! Where's the? Okay.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by TheFump.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hi, Devo Spice.
Hi, Luke Ski.
With me we have. Oh God, Insane Ian.
I'm here. Hello.
Hi, Insane Ian.
Hello.
Welcome to
More
episode.
to the point, Insane Ian has me because I am in his place.
Yes, that is the words that are true.
Which is to say Sarah's place.
Yes.
Indeed. Welcome to episode 584 of the Funny Music Podcast. I'm gonna try gyrating. That's the title of this week's episode. So work that into our conversations.
I feel like I said that during my set at FuMPFest.
You may have, which may be where I got it from. I'm not sure.
No one remembers anymore. That was 7 days ago.
It
No, 4
was.
days ago. No,
Yeah.
12 days ago. Well, how does time work?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm still just. Nothing is fitting into reality anymore. That was a busy few days for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you have pre-recorded interviews?
I do not. Kyle was not able to join us this evening, and because I forgot to send out the weekly updates on Monday, and so I was like, oh yeah, I got to invite people to the FuMPCast. So I emailed Kyle like an hour ago, and he was not able to.
Yeah, because I texted Devo. Devo texted me about 5 or so, and I even forget what you asked me, and then I followed that. You're answering that with FuMPCast tonight, and you went, "Oh shit, I forgot to ask people."
Yeah, what I asked you was about your logo, the Insane
That's what it
Ian
was. Yeah,
Iron
the
Maiden logo.
thing. Something that had nothing to do with anything important.
No.
Actually, there's a camera over there. No, the thing on the tripod.
So let's do this thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right. Make sure we have light.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, so we don't have any pre-recorded interviews then,
No.
and we don't have any other guests.
No.
Okay then, so we don't need to necessarily feel bad about how long we talk about all the things.
No, we do not. Hey, I can see you now. How about that?
Yeah, look, I made happen light with the thing.
So yeah, I went to. Well, yeah, when you last saw me, I was on my uncle's back porch at night. So yeah, basically we went and we did a FuMPFest, and it happened, and there were no catastrophes, there were no natural disasters, there were no major technical malfunctions. There was basically no bullshit. So yay! It's like we're so used to things going wrong that when they go right, we
don't know how to act.
We're confused and suspicious.
Yes, suspicious. That's exactly the right word. It's suspicious.
Yes.
We're just standing there like, I'm just going to try gyrating and see if that makes any difference.
Hey, we got it already. You have a
Yay.
button for that now.
I do have a button for that now.
I was unaware you had a button for that now.
You watch the stream, it's got like confetti and shit. It's great.
Oh, confetti and shit. I just want to see poo emojis happen with it. That's
I'll update
confetti
it.
and shit.
Yeah, I'll
please.
update it later.
Yes.
So, how do we want to go about this, Devo, talking about the fest that is the FuMP?
I care not.
Well, how were things on Thursday? I was not there Thursday. You
Thursday
just showed up and that was it?
Yeah, Thursday. What the hell did I do on Thursday? We showed up. I looked at the rooms.
Thursday, you got there 45 minutes later than you expected because somebody put something different in the GPS.
Yeah, so the hotel is at an address in Wheeling, Illinois. My father put in that same address in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, God.
You know
When all else fails,
you know what's
blame
at
old
that
Mike.
address? Absolutely nothing. It's like an empty lot in like the back of some beat up apartment building. So that was fun. And you know what's
like
really
it.
funny is my sister did the same thing on the way down.
Harmony.
It would have been great to get some pictures there, you know, kind of like, you know, Giuliani at the Four Seasons FuMPFest 2021.
Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah, I wish I had thought of that. But yeah, we had been driving for 12 hours, so yeah, my brain wasn't working.
There was no more thinky time.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I did much on Thursday. Oh, we had a little pre-party up in the room. We got some Lou Malnati's pizza. It was Ken, Ellen. Oh, who else? Ian, were you there? Chris?
I was not there.
You were
so
not
it was
there.
on me.
There was one other person I'm forgetting.
Chris?
Yeah, Chris, Ellen, Ken. I know there was a fourth person there, and I apologize to whoever it was.
Bill Murray.
It was not Bill Murray. I know that.
He was doing a special across the hall.
Yeah, but we did have pizza. It was good pizza, and then we went to bed. So that was my Thursday.
My Thursday was picking up Barry from the airport.
Yes, and thank you for doing that.
Yeah, and then bringing him over to our house to have tacos with us and the shoeboxes. So.
So yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. You just want to go through the whole weekend? We can do that.
I guess that would kind of make the most sense. Friday, I got there much later than I had intended to, which is my own fault. But how did setup go?
Fine for the most part. Bundy showed up. We got the sound up. I got the new monitors set up. They worked out pretty well for the weekend. I got the screen set up. I got the streaming set up, and you know, the only thing I didn't get set up in time was the karaoke because it was. I was rushing around getting everything else set up, and then it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we had an hour left, and I was like, oh shit, I never set up the karaoke, so I ran in the other room, set up my portion of the karaoke, and then started putting your sound system together, and I looked at all the connections and wires and shit, and I was like, I'm not sure how this goes, so I'm just going to let Luke do it. And that was when I texted you to finish setting it up whenever you had a moment. But yeah, it setup went fairly smoothly. I don't think we ran into any major problems. And then we started. We did the thing.
We did the thing, and we did the thing a little more slapdash than we usually do. I went, hey, we got opening ceremonies. What am I talking about during opening ceremonies again? And you said, and I quote, fuck if I know. Which filled me with confidence.
Yeah, well, that was where my brain was at the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
we did
I had to go out.
have an outline somewhere.
I had to go out to the lobby and write down the name of all the sponsors because somehow none of the sponsors were actually in the program book.
Yep, that was my fault.
And so I wrote down a cursory outline for the opening ceremonies. Because it was cursory, we left off a few things, and therefore it ended a half an hour early.
Well, it also didn't help that we only had one entry into the video contest. you know.
There is that too.
So that we played that entry. I did kind of an abbreviated version of the keynote speech I had planned. I had more planned, but I didn't have time to practice and memorize the whole thing. So I just kind of went with what I remembered and what I could get through. And so that would have been like 8 minutes. I think I did 4 or 5 maybe. I don't know. I'll have to listen back to the recording when I get it.
It felt like 16, so you're fine.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear. So yeah, opening ceremonies went fine. Dr. Demento came up and said a few words.
Sulu said a few words and did a song.
Sulu got up there and did a song that she wrote. It was a tribute to Dr. Demento's 50th anniversary, and we had a video greeting by Tom T-Bone Stankus.
Yep.
Which was cool. And I realized later, I was like, I probably should have tried to get more of those. But by then it was too late. So, and then you performed.
And then I did a thing. I did a whole set of songs, as I am wont to do, because I was booked and wanted to do it first. Because otherwise, if I did it on Sunday like we did at the very first FuMPFest, Ian would have no voice.
Yes, we learned that lesson.
I had to explain that to people throughout the weekend because I would go to the snack bar room and people were hanging out there, and it's like, "Oh, Luke, you should get up and do a song. You should get up and do it." I'm like, it's like. I'm willing to do some things, but I have the last slot of the weekend, and I would like to have an adequate voice by the time that slot arrives. So I had to pace myself.
But at least you weren't hosting, so you weren't talking every hour, to the audience. So
yeah.
But yes, Ian did an awesome set. Yay!
Yeah, thank you.
And I really like the new version of Castlevania.
Thank you. I'm really happy with that. That should probably be hitting the FuMP around October, perhaps in time for Halloween. Just saying.
Yay!
But yes,
looking forward to that.
Did a set. Most of the songs from the set are from my upcoming album called Illinois, which you can pre-order now. If you did not pre-order at FuMPFest, it is pre-orderable on my Bandcamp, and you get a bonus. My entire set that I performed at FuMPFest will be a bonus on that album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'd always thought that I would have done it as two separate words, Illin Noise. I always thought that would have been a good album title. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, good. Ian's on top of things. Excellent.
And then we did the Logan Awards, which Dr. Demento hosted.
Which I ghost wrote for him. I wrote a script for him. I gave him an outline of things to say, and I gave it to him on Thursday. And I was like, if you have to add any notes or change anything, feel free. And he ended up just using what I wrote, so that was cool.
And he did give you credit at the end of the event.
Yeah, he did.
So,
and I know that Carrie was very happy with the introduction that she got. So
good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, because as the years go by with me as the chairman of the Logan Awards now, I have endeavored to make this more and more like an actual award show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to make that in the presentation of the songs, make it actually be more award show like. The closest we got to it being like an award show, other than this year, was the year that I unfortunately was supposed to host and wasn't able to because I had my gallbladder out at MarsCon. And I had a whole in memoriam, and I had like secondary awards that I made up that scrolled by really fast. And then beyond that was the one that I hosted where I had a different outfit every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get it to be more like that. Try to get it to be at least a little more entertaining than just here's a performance, here's the next nominee, here's their performance. Let's make it a little bit more award show like, and talk about who won previous awards and what these people that we may not be familiar of, where they're from. Trying to keep it a little more entertaining.
Yeah, my big contribution to that was coming up with the Logan medley back in the initial version was 2013, and then we eventually re-recorded the more full version and put it on the FuMP and stuff. But we've continued that tradition by always opening the Logan Awards with at least some kind of cover of a Logan Whitehurst song.
Yeah.
So,
and I apologize. I was not able to learn the lyrics to Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle, so I was reading it as fast as I could off those lyric sheets, and I know I stumbled a few times. So
you did fine.
Yeah, I thought you did great.
The reason why I was so oh yeah, I'll do the rap verse of that is because I made the Logan medley,
and you put that in it.
It's like that is the part of the Logan. That is the part of Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle that I put in the Logan medley with Devo and Tony Goldmark saying it simultaneously. So because I've listened to that so many times, I pretty much already had it memorized. I just had to sit down with the lyrics and be like, okay, let me make sure I'm getting each syllable correct and that I'm not just making up my own syllables here.
Right.
So yeah, that was awesome and fun to be able to, to tag team that with you.
Yeah, man, that was good to have you on that too. It's I was like, I need somebody to back me up on this because I know I'm gonna mess it up. I hate to admit, even though I'm the chairman of the Logan Awards, I'm not as familiar with Logan's stuff as many other people are. I've gotten familiar with his stuff over the years, but it's not something that I was ever attuned to prior to this. So,
and for those playing at home,
basically just. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, for those playing at home, the reason we chose Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle is because Dr. Demento was hosting this year, and we asked him if he had any favorite Logan Whitehurst songs, and that was one of the ones he suggested. So that's why we did that song.
Yep.
Yeah, and that song, it's not exactly a talking blues song, but it's basically, pretty much a spoken thing, for the verses. So it's not like you needed to be like perfectly on time with.
Yeah, I didn't have to be on time, but he goes through it really, really fast. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to make sure that I got, all the lines out that he says in the thing. I had the lyrics there for me, and I was trying to read through those, but my eyes kind of skipped over things, and I did fumble once or twice because I tend to trip over my own tongue occasionally.
And do we want to mention who won, or should we save that for the news?
That's entirely up to you, sir. This is your show.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a tease. I won 2 of them. Hey!
Yay! And we were involved with both 2 of those.
You were. Yeah, so that's the secret to winning a Logan Award is get these guys on your songs and you'll win.
Yes.
I texted that to Kyle.
He's won many of them. I've not won a single one yet. Somehow that makes us a power team to team up with.
I texted to
they
Kyle.
Cancel each other out and make you the winner.
I texted to Kyle about how, the key to winning Logan Awards now is to have both me and Ian on your song, and his response was, "Well, I'm looking forward to a cat named Flo winning next year." So yeah. Logan Awards went really good. It was fun, and it made me happy.
Yay! I think the Logan Awards went great this year. And, of course, again, special thanks to our jurors this year who helped out with the voting process so that I didn't have to. I just organize the stuff. They do the voting and everything, and it's wonderful, and thank you. And then we had Bad Beth and Beyond.
Yep, Bad Beth and Beyond, who I was really looking forward to because I've never seen her perform before, and I really enjoyed her set. That was a lot of fun.
Bad Beth and Beyond was definitely a late Friday night set.
Yes, it was.
It was a head-exploding set.
It was a head-exploding set. And I ask, I don't make up those ratings. I email the artists and I ask them to rate themselves. And she came back with a 5, and I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. Bad Beth and Beyond does one of those sets where, as I'm watching it, I wish I were in the hallway outside of the ballroom so I could see the expression of the people walking by as she's chanting penis over and over again in a song or singing a song about worshiping Satan. I just want to see their expressions to what's going on in the room that everyone else is in, singing along with her.
And there was an enormous Indian wedding in the ballroom next door to us. And I know there were people in the hallway watching, so.
Yeah, no, people walking by and just hearing something. I just want to see a passersby reaction to seeing or hearing that. And there were a couple sets this year that made me go, I kind of wish I was out there just to see people's reactions.
We should set up a separate Twitch stream of the reaction cam in the hallway.
And then after Beth, our traditional Friday night set, we ended with Worm Quartet.
Woo! Now, if anything made me feel like, we're, not that we are, but if anything that made me feel like, we're out of the pandemic, things are back to normal, it was being in the audience of a Worm Quartet concert. Just be like, things are back to normal. Sing to me about the nipples again.
Yeah, it was great seeing him perform again.
Lots of new short songs in that set.
Yeah.
Oh, such good stuff.
Couple more covers than I expected, but a couple covers. He even ended with a cover by Perry Grip. I was like, oh, I know this one. All right, cool. So.
Yeah, that was great. And I wish I had more time to just hang out with you guys, but I was busy like running the con.
I
hung out with Shoebox for I think
year.
like 5 minutes or something throughout the weekend.
I don't think I hung out really with anybody. And I have to admit that like after FuMPFest happened, like I saw people posting pictures and I'm like, wait, you were there? How did I not see you? Like Christy, who was one of the jurors for the Logan Awards, I did not see the entire weekend. I
didn't either until we were breaking down, and she came up and asked me if she could have the sponsors banner. And I was like, yeah, take it, absolutely. But I didn't see her other than that.
Yeah, I didn't see her the entire weekend, and I'm like, well dang it. There was a couple other people who I didn't see, so like it was a little weird because I lived 20 minutes from where the hotel was. I was just coming back here after FuMPFest, after the night's events, and also because I had been hosting all weekend. Usually by the end of the night, I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to crash now. So I wasn't doing any hanging out after any of the events. So I didn't do any of the karaoke or anything else like that. And also, because things are still masked and weird, it was also kind of like one of those, do I hang out with people or should I just go home?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But like I kind of felt like I missed out on some things, but at the same time I was also too exhausted to notice.
Yeah, just a general note to the fans who attend there. If it's those after hours and you don't see, the three of us or Chris or whatever, it's not because we're like avoiding you or not wanting to hang out with you.
Absolutely not.
It's because we are mentally and physically exhausted, and it's like we just need to collapse so that we can get as much energy restored for the next day's worth of stuff.
Absolutely. And
yeah,
like I feel bad that I wasn't able to hang anymore, this weekend, but also because of the exhaustion of everything and also the exhaustion of trying to make sure everybody's safe too, like that added extra thing of people being masked and us being masked except when we're on stage performing, having that little extra thing to it, kind of like it wore us down through the weekend. So like by the time the events were over, it's like, well, I can't do anything but sleep now. So it was nothing to do with anybody else. It was just a matter of I have a full day of doing things next day where I'm hosting and whatnot. I need to recharge.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And one of the people I want to give a shout out to is Kim Christ, who I don't think this is the first time I've seen her in person, probably in like 8 years or something like that. And obviously they have lives and a family and all that stuff, so they it's hard enough for Shoebox to get out to all these things, let alone Kim as well. But it was so cool that she was able to make it out and be a part of the fun and see all of us. So yeah,
great seeing her again. So yeah.
So Saturday morning, we started with the State of the FuMP panel.
Yes.
Actually, we started with some technical difficulties, and the Twitch stream went down. And I was not able to get it up before the State of the FuMP panel. I did manage to get it working again.
Nobody cut that out, and
yeah,
nobody did take a snippet of that line. He wasn't able to get it up before the State of the FuMP panel. Nobody take that out of context. Don't anybody take that out of context.
I was able to get it working about 15 minutes into Nuclear Bubble Wrap set, though. It was just a matter of restarting my computer 3 times, unplugging things, plugging them back in, and eventually it started working.
OBS crapped out on you completely.
OBS crapped out completely. Nothing I could do about it. But the State of the FuMP panel, we went through all the usual stuff. I screened a couple of the videos that I didn't think people would have seen, like the Staying at Home with the FuMP video, which I really like. That came out really good. And the Dr. Demento
as I was watching that one... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
As I was watching that one, watching my bit, I'm like, man, I made this bit drag out a lot longer than it should have.
And I shortened yours, I believe. There was more to it, I think. Because your bit, I asked for, I think, like 20 to 30 seconds per clip or something. And you sent me like 2.5 minutes or something like that.
I think you cut it down to like 1.5 minutes or something. So, yeah. But it was like, I mean, the joke is still funny, but I'm like, man, I could have, like, not necessarily memorized a script, but I could have, like, scripted it out just to be like, okay, here's what I'm going to say so that I know how to keep it as short as possible beforehand. Anyway. But every year at the State of the Fump panel, I go into it thinking like, man, what do we really actually have to talk about? And then we get to it, and it's like, oh yeah, we actually did a lot the past year.
Didn't do as many music videos this year as we had hoped, but obviously because of reasons.
Carrie wants to know if she should come crash the FuMPCast because she's only 18 minutes away from you guys right now.
I think Luke got that text too.
Oh, okay.
I saw that pop up over there. We wouldn't be able to fit her into this room. It's already too small and crowded over here. So
she just misses us. She likes hanging out. And,
Yeah.
And yeah. It's
she also sent it to me.
Oh, okay. Well, you can reply to her then.
Yeah, there's not really enough room in my office here. Like Luke's chair is crammed right next to mine, so we can both be on camera for this thing. So we would have her popping up in the back here somehow.
We'll be doing our version of the three-headed knight from Holy Grail.
Me.
So then we did Nuclear Bubble Wrap, the only full band of the weekend, which was loud. Live bands tend to be loud.
It's like it needs to be louder. Loud.
But yeah, I thought they did a great set.
Yeah, they were awesome. They awesome as usual. Always cool to have Jace and the rest of the band there. Just all doing stuff from their new album, and really big Needle Juice mentions this weekend. You know, between their set and the merch that they brought, but also Dr. D mentioning Needle Juice quite a bit.
They brought Needle Juice. Like, almost every release they've put out, they brought, and was at Table 27.
Yep.
Like, Jared Perez was like, well, let's just give them their own section of table. Like, this is the Needle Juice Emporium.
It's always funny, like, during Shoebox's set, they would always hold up the Pac-Man vinyl.
And then the aforementioned Carrie Dalby.
Yes.
Performing, and I guess Alexanne has a new project called Meow Meme. Is that right?
Yeah, basically
stage persona. Yeah.
Yes.
Meow Meme was Carrie's opening act.
Yes.
Because Carrie tried to explain to Alexanne that Alexanne can't just decide on her own that she's going to have a concert at a FuMPFest or a MarsCon, that it just can't be willed into existence because other people are in charge with other things going on. So basically, Carrie said, well, we'll work having you do a few of your new songs. And just to kind of give a slight bit of backstory. So Alexanne has her own laptop, and on her own, unbeknownst to Carrie and Josh or anybody else, she found an audio recording program that does multi-track, and downloaded it onto the laptop and started making up and recording her own songs with multi-track, just a cappella, but still they were songs. Some of them were parodies of things, some of them were originals. But when they came out to visit in California back in whenever that was, June, I listened to some of them. I'm like, wow, these are really cool and cute and funny and stuff. And so that was, I even played them. I got on the phone with Kyle. I'm like, Kyle, come over to the apartment for a few minutes. You have to hear these. So it's the beginnings of Alexanne working on, a new album of comedy songs that's going to be a bit more organized. And obviously Carrie's going to help make it, have like actual, backing music and more like structured songs than, the previous release, which was very anyway. I'm not sure where at what point she came up with the idea of the persona of Meow Meme, but that was the name that Alexanne came up with for her act. So we had Meow Meme as an opening act for Carrie as the very beginning of the concert, and Carrie brought her own keyboard from home, and they were up in my hotel room, with Carrie trying to work out what the backing music and chords and stuff would be to go along with these songs, so they could rehearse them and have them be a song that has like a beginning, a middle, and an end. Because that one time at MarsCon when I had her go on stage with Beth Kinderman, when they were rehearsing, she kept making up new parts to the song when they were rehearsing. And we kept like, no, we can't make the song longer. You have to keep it. So
it's like if Wayne Brady had no cutoff.
Yes.
Right.
And
just kept improvising more lyrics.
Yeah. And at that MarsCon performance, I even had like a stopwatch going. It's like, okay, if it gets beyond 4 minutes, I'm going to stop. And they wrapped it up at like 3.5 minutes. I'm like, all right, fine, cool, that's a song.
That's a song.
So yeah, so in the first like whatever it was 5 minutes of Carrie's show, it was the Meow Bean concert, and it went. It was cute. There was some fun stuff there. Don't be surprised if when the MarsCon schedule is announced that there may be a 15-minute concert by Meow Meme on the schedule officially, because I'm a pushover when it comes to certain people on this planet.
It's true.
So anyway, Carrie did a great set of stuff. I screwed up. Okay, technically
it wasn't you. It was a corrupted file.
Yeah, there was a corrupted file for one of the backing tracks of one of her songs called "The World Is Made Of," and I don't know why, but it would get a minute and a half into the song, and then it would stop, and it would start playing again at the beginning of the song. And I'm so mad at myself for not having. I mean, it's like you have stuff in your computer. It worked the last time. You don't expect it to suddenly not be working. So
there's really not much you can do in that situation.
It's not really anybody's fault. It was just a corrupted file, but I think Carrie handled it great when we restarted it like for the third time, and she said, "I don't want to do this song anymore."
Yeah.
Which so and I think she had noted to me later that it was right when The World Was Made Of was starting that like Dr. D had come back to the room and sat down, and so it was like she really wanted him to hear the song, and then no. So, but in other Carrie Dolby
set news,
yes, she did a new song which I'm assuming will be on the FuMP in the near future that features Dark NES of the Gossicles, who I believe also did the music, called Woodland Creatures, and it's very fitting considering that the last Gossicles release was all about various types of animals. So
animal songs.
So yeah, so I was digging that. And then at some point because Carrie often confers with me on what she should perform in sets. At some point in the past, she asked me, "Can we do Grease Wars during my set?" And I'm like, yes. I have no problems with that. If you want to devote 13 and a half minutes of your set to that particular piece, which is popular on Saturday, and Dr. Demento will see it, yes, by all means, let's do Grease Wars. So yeah, that was really nice to do that again too. So that was sweet.
And then the sidekicks.
Yeah, we had the sidekicks panel, which was really
we had a couple of surprise guests. Well, not surprise to me, just unannounced to the general public. We had, besides Sulu in person and Jungle Judy on Zoom, we also had Beefalo Bill in person and Artie Barnes on Zoom. Artie Barnes being one half of Barnes and Barnes.
Yes.
So that was great.
AKA Robert Hamer.
Yes. So that was a lot of fun talking about the good old days of the Dr. Demento show.
Yeah, I after FuMPFest, I forget if it was Beefalo. I think it was Beefalo who posted. Everybody always asks, what was it like on the show with all the cast there doing the show back in the day? And FuMPFest this weekend, that's what it was like. And I was like, that makes me feel really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing that basically what we've cultivated with this festival is basically what they were doing as the cast, celebrating the music and playing the stuff on the radio. So that was kind of a nice little, hey, awesome, all right, we're doing good.
Yeah, because I've always felt like I missed out on that era, man. I never got to be there when that happened, and
yeah, I mean, me too.
Something like that may never come again. But to have him say like, "Oh, we have accidentally built our own version of that," is just pretty darn epic.
Yeah.
So and we ended the panel with a world premiere music video. They sent me the new Barnes and Barnes video, which I'm blanking on the title of.
It's from their upcoming album, which was also kind of technically premiered at FuMPFest because there was a Demented Punk ad on the back of the program, and the album cover was premiered on that ad. So people got to see that for the first time on the program.
Here, I'm gonna go.
You have you have your program with you. Of course he does. That's surprising no one.
And I can't find the video now, so I don't know. I can't remember what it's called.
As Luke rummages in his bag. Yes. The album, which is called Pancake Dream.
Yes, the artwork is on the back ad.
Yes.
Make noise, Luke.
Hey, look, it's the back ad, and you can see probably the reverse image of Pancake Dream.
No, it'll show.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So that was cool.
They, speaking of, they were not selling the Weird Al Yankovic Beat on the Brat 3-inch vinyl single at FuMPFest, but they do have them available on the Demented Punk website right now. And that was advertised on the back of the program as well.
Cool. I may pick one of those up.
I did.
And then Ross Childs.
Yeah, my buddy Ross.
With guitars and mutton chops and benches and whatever. What's that beard thing called? The Major General beard. What's that called? Where the beard without the chin part.
I forget what it's actually called.
Yeah.
It's the handlebar mustache that turns into mutton chops. He had to shave it for a role that he was doing. But Ross did a great set. Ross accidentally shortchanged himself.
He did
during his set. He didn't realize that he had more time than he thought than he did have, because we were running a little late, and so he thought he had less time, and we kept trying to say, no, you can do a couple more songs, and ended up ending his set.
I did tell him before the set to take his full time, even though we were running late. I said, don't cut anything from your set. And apparently, there are people who don't plan out every song they're going to play during their set. And they
he planned his set a little short because he didn't cut anything out, but it ended up only being a half an hour set. Still, though, for a half an hour set, did a fantastic performance.
Yeah, he was great.
Did a couple new songs that I was like, please record that and put that on the FuMP, please. And closed with his two most popular songs, Air Fryer Blues and Florida Man, which everybody really likes. And Ross was really happy because he had fans in the crowd. He's like, I've never had a fan before. But RJ and Alice had a Crabman hat. And they had it on a mannequin head, and they had it bouncing around during Crabman. And he's like, I have a fan. Somebody is here for my song specifically. It was awesome.
I think he also did a TikTok with somebody who had come out to FuMPFest to see him.
Yeah, that was with Alice and RJ.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody else. Sorry.
No. And so that was very cool. And of course, he did TikToks about FuMPFest before and after the fest.
Mm-hmm.
Some of which contain me.
And also me.
Some of which totally forgot about me.
There is also that.
But it's fine.
When I put his TikTok at the beginning of my Common Musician Reacts video that came out the week of FuMPFest, that came out on Friday of FuMPFest, I put his TikTok at the beginning of the video instead of the normal FuMPFest promo, but instead of him saying that guy and having a picture of Sea Monkey, I just put your picture over it.
Nice.
And then the Gothsicles took the stage and melted some faces.
Melted some faces, whereas I kept trying to have my mouth say, felted some maces. I don't know what was wrong with all of this happening, trying to say that, but it didn't want to do it. But yes, they did indeed melt faces and eardrums occasionally.
There's this new Nickelodeon show called, I think it's The Barbarian and the Troll or something like that, where it's like a D&D type thing, but it's like all puppets. So on that show, you possibly could have felted some maces, because they would be felt, and they would need maces to hit people with. We'll be right
anyway.
I'm just gonna try gyrating. Let's see how that goes. The Gothsicles, hi.
Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Gothsicles, yay.
Dark NES was so amazed at Luke's ability to turn the Contra song into fish heads.
Oh, I
is
forgot about that.
amazing.
Yes.
Oh wait.
Yes.
Well, first step backwards. So before the Gotsicle show started, I believe it was Mr. Arthur came up to me and was like, because I was sitting at my side table, and he was like, "Do you think that they're?" I wanted to talk to see if I could put in a request with the Gotsicles. Do you think that they're gonna perform the Konami code? And I'm like, well, they kind of traditionally close with that. I'd assume that they're already planning on doing it. And he's like, oh well, what about that one time when you and Devo Spice got up and did that rap part in it? Do you think they're going to do that? And I said to him, I honestly hadn't thought about that at all until just now when you've mentioned it. So it's probably a little too late for me to try to make that happen if they're doing Konami code. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he went. And then as the song started, as the last song of their set, I'm like, and just seeing how much, Darkany has, walking back and forth. He's like literally mentioning like everybody in the crowd throughout the entire show, and
Every face he recognized, he called out.
Yep.
yeah. And I'm just kind of like, well, what the heck with it. I'll just kind of, because I know that rap well enough to do it, by myself. So the only thing that tripped me up, well, anyway, so I get to the edge of the stage, like back, so I'm still technically not on stage yet, but so I just want to wait for him to look at me, and then Darkany looks at me, and I just kind of did like a motion, like with my hand, like, me? And he's like, oh, yeah. So I came on, and so he knew what I was going to do. I don't know if his partner knew what I was going to do, but I got on the mic, and I did the bit. The only thing that screwed me up was one of the lyrics was, because this was back when DJ EYG was still in the band, one of the lyrics goes, you can see we're down with EYG, and I got to the bit, it's like, you can, Darkany is, it's like, I just kind of stumbled over that lyric, because I didn't want it, it's like, I'd rather have it look like I screwed up than awkwardly mention
People who aren't there.
Yes. So, but then I was up there just doing, and the end chorus repeats many times, and I just kind of started thinking like, what else could we do with this? Like, oh wait, and then I just started going, fish heads, roly poly fish heads, B A, so
Eat 'em up, yum.
So, and yeah. Darkany has immediately got into that and was cool. I mean, the rest of their set was awesome too.
Yeah.
Just
couple new songs from their Animal Songs thing, which straight up Otter Time became a chant later in the
I
weekend.
love that song.
And
it became another otter. Yeah, just awesome as always. And then we had the panel Q&A with Dr. D.
Yep.
Which was Devo and I hosting, kind of keeping things in his order as much as we could, and Dr. D fielding the questions. And that went really well. That had a lot of insight to a lot of things that don't normally get asked, that at least not I've ever heard at a Q&A. So
yeah, we just kind of we asked a couple of questions to get things started, then we pretty much just opened it up to the audience and just had people coming up and asking questions. Several of whom went through the line 3 or 4 times, and
a couple of them started out not like questions. A couple of them, mostly a lot of people thanking Dr. D, which is always great to see.
Yeah, like virtually everybody who got on that mic, the first thing they did was thank him for everything. So
which for this being the 50th anniversary is appropriate. But a couple of them, right when it was getting about to the point where I was going to say, "Is there a question in there?" They finally would get to the question. So.
But yeah, that went well. And then Carla Ulbrich closed out the first part of Saturday.
The first half of
Saturday afternoon.
Did a fantastic set.
As always.
As always. And I always love her harmonica thing that holds her noisemaker rather than a harmonica.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, if because Ross plays kazoo in his set, and I'm like, you need one of these, because he keeps ending up spinning his kazoo across the stage during his set. He lost one last time he performed at FuMPFest.
Yes, I remember that.
I found it. We never did. It never appeared again.
Oh, I thought I found. I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
Carrie used a kazoo during her set, and it was my official Dr. Demento kazoo that I got through the Demento Society.
Oh.
Not that anybody noticed, but after her set was over, she at some point she said, "I think I lost your kazoo," and I was like, but she found it. It's fine.
But yeah, Carla did a great set, and has had a whole new section of like dad jokes in the middle of her
Yeah.
set, which was really great. You know, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I left the room for a while and I came back and it was just her talking. I'm like, it's either beatnik poetry or Stephen Wright has taken over her body. It was funny, but I was like,
Tonight's a part of Carla Ulbrich will be played by Tim Cavanaugh.
well, you know, my butt is gone.
So then we had a dinner break so we can get Dr. Demento set up and ready for his Festival of Dementia. And we came back with Steve Goody.
Yeah, Steve did a live version of what is usually his online show, Steve's Big Dumb Show. And absolutely killed it, of course.
He did,
It
as
was
always.
big and it was dumb.
Yep.
But it was a show.
Yes. Which is the one part he promised us.
That's true. Actually, technically, he promised all three of those because it was in the name. So. But yes.
And then Dr. Demento's Festival of Dementia.
Which was, of course, amazing. Which had a lot of stuff throughout the years of the Dr. Demento show, but also had some more visual things for it rather than just the audio stuff that we would hear on the show.
Yeah.
Because, we're live and in person and can see things. And I think somebody may have premiered a new song during that show.
Yes.
Snuck his own self into it. Luke, play one of your videos. Oh, wait, no, you're going to do something live? Oh, wait, that's a brand new song?
All right, yeah.
I know you cleared it with him.
So first of all, let's just start off with Dr. Demento is 80, okay? And he's a busy man, has a lot of stuff on his mind. Because when FuMPFest happened in 2014, we ran the video portion off of my MacBook, and I'm still using the same MacBook. So we had asked him, well, Luke still has these, all these video tracks. Do you want to just, send Luke or have Luke get any additional tracks you want for video, and he'll just run your video for you so that all you have to deal with is your audio, and he was fine with that. So in my emails back and forth with Dr. D, making sure that was all the way he wanted it to and that it followed his script, I said to him, hey, I have a new song I'm planning on world premiering at the convention that weekend. It's pretty short. It's just under 2 minutes. Would you be interested in having me do the song as a live performance during your presentation? And if not, that's totally fine, but I wanted to at least see if you'd be interested in that. And he said he was. And he had as a backup, in case I didn't have like the song ready or something went wrong, he in the script put Star Wars Trilogy Homesick Blues in there as like a placeholder.
Which is what he usually plays when this is done anywhere other than FuMPFest.
Yeah.
Sarah and I saw him at the Music Box in Chicago a couple Halloweens ago, and that's what he played in it. He played that
I didn't
video.
know that.
Yeah, I sent you the message and told you that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I must have forgotten. So it's like Dr. Demento knew I had a world before the convention. I told him that, I asked him, he said yes, he knew it was a world premiere song that I was performing live as a part of his thing. So when we get to that part of the show, it's like, I guess Barry forgot that.
Well, he had a lot on his mind,
Yeah,
like you said.
he kind of forgot the finer details, because I had set up a mic and my lyric sheet over on the side, on the music stand, so that it would be ready to go, so that we could. I wanted to. My goal with the whole show was to have there not be any downtime or awkwardness, as much as
as much as possible,
as much as we can control, and so things went well. So my friend Zach Hurst made the backing video for me, which I really appreciated. I was intending to do it myself, and then I asked him if he would do it, and he did like a way more
technically involved video than you planned.
I was just planning on it being like picture of this, but he actually
animated everything.
Yeah, like kind of like got all the individual things I'm talking about in the song and moved them around and had them do things. It was super cool.
It's a great video.
Yeah, and thank you on behalf of Zach. So, and the opening of it had like a 3 or 4 second thing before the music kicked in, so it's like I could hit the button and then run over and be at the mic, in time to say the opening line of the song. So, yeah, so I got out and I do the song, and so I go to start doing the song, and Barry just goes like, "Oh, so you're doing this live?" And it's like, "Yep, I'm doing this live."
Like we had discussed, but it's okay.
And then I do the song and it gets done, and it ends, and I was like, "Thank you very much." And then Barry goes like, "Oh, Luke, was that a world premiere song?" and then I just said, "Yep, it'll be coming soon to the FuMP.com," and everyone's like, "Yay!" And then I got off stage. So that was how that went down. But it went smoothly, and the people seemed to like it, and I'm very happy that Dr. D was willing to let me horn in on his his special show for 2 minutes. So that will be. I think my slot is, I want to say September 14th. So so that'll be on the FuMP by then. I just need to
record it.
Well, actually, it's already recorded. I just need to poke Jace with a stick and get a final mix.
There is that, yeah. And also during the Festival of Dementia, I had made announcements during the weekend because somebody had approached me and he's like, "I'm kind of new to all of this, but I'm loving what you guys do at the FuMP. I've been, I'm enjoying it from afar. I'm a big Dr. Demento show fan. I have my own podcast called The Dictionary. My name is Spencer. If anybody wants to be on the podcast, just if you come up to me and say you want to be on it." And I was like, "I'll make an announcement about that." And he's like, "Wow, okay, thanks." Apparently, during the Festival of Dementia, Dr. Demento starts playing this fan-made video for Bulbous Bouffant. And come to find out, it was Spencer's.
Oh, is he the one who shouted out, "Hey, that's mine"?
Yes, the guy who shouted out, "Hey, that's mine," that was Spencer. So that was Spencer's video. He didn't even know Dr. D was using it during the Festival of Dementia.
That's cool.
And Dr. D has been playing that video for a couple of years now. So that video is one that Spencer himself worked on. So the guy who made the video was at FuMPFest, and so I know he talked to Dr. D about stuff, and he's like, "The video is not finished, but it's still in a state where you can watch and enjoy it and stuff." So
it's like, that's what I say. Hey, once Dr. D has played it, it's finished.
It's pretty much
you're
done.
done. You are not George Lucas. You're not adding a bunch of other creatures walking around in the background.
We're not getting a special edition of Bulbous Bouffant with a dewback in the background for no reason.
Dewback.
Sebulba.
Carabast.
Lobot.
There's a whole other bit. Stop it.
No, that'll be a Cirque du Soleil parody.
Yes. But yeah, and he also for the newer stuff he added I've Got No F's to Give,
which was number 2 in 2019 and number 1 in 2020.
Yeah.
Which people were like, "Why wasn't that nominated for a Logan Award?" Because it came out in 2018 or something, and I think we didn't know about the song until the live version had come out and was on the Dr. Demento show.
Yeah, the internet is weird. Sometimes things don't catch on.
Sometimes things pass us. So
yeah, we are but slaves to the great algorithm of life.
True that.
And then Dr. Demento went and signed autographs in the back of the room while we got set up for the game show and did a game show.
Yay!
What the FuMP, with the special Dr. Demento show edition of What the FuMP.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question about that. There was a category that was called the Funny 25. Was all the answers to that particular category songs that were number 1 on the Funny 25?
Yes, and I think I think the category was supposed to be Funny 25 number 1s or something to that effect, and I just forgot to put in the full title. But yeah, it was number 1 songs.
Because at some point I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure that and I wanted to point it out, so I went to ask you, Devo, is this category actually number 1 songs in the Funny 25? And I looked back across the thing at you, and you were just messing with things, and you didn't say anything, and I'm like, all right, forgetting I said anything. And then you're like, what? What'd you go? No, nothing. Next question. It's fine, guys. It's fine. It's just a dumb game show. Let's keep it moving. We don't even have prizes.
No.
Not even a spatula. Nothing.
Nope.
Well, yeah, that was fun.
It was a good time. And then people did karaoke, and I crashed.
I managed to drag myself downstairs to hang out with people for a bit, and me and Carrie and Blasted Bill and a bunch of others had a nice round of what we call the boob tree,
which apparently now has a video game version called Garctic Phone.
Interesting. One of Bill's friends actually kind of made his own like playable version online of Boob Tree during the pandemic, which we've used at some of our Zoom party games. That actually works decently well.
Yeah, that's what Gartic Phone is apparently like an online streaming version of that.
I'll have to check that out. But yeah, it was fun to, like, wow, it's been like 2 years since we've all sat at a table and done this stupid thing that we do. But yeah, it was super fun, and I know that Jason, Julia were off at the karaoke machine singing songs, and other people were in the room having various discussions about things. I know Chris Mazzalesta was there, and people. So it was nice. Like I said before, we all tend to like immediately collapse once our duty time is up. We just but
yeah, I had to collapse, and that kind of leads into the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I had to collapse because apparently I was dehydrated. So I actually missed the thing that started Sunday, which was the FuMP Showcase, and I feel bad about missing that. I'm sorry to everybody who performed during the FuMP Showcase. I would have liked to have seen your set, but I had trouble moving. So, because I did not have enough fluids in me, and I got dehydrated and needed to calm that. And also, I take medicine for my stomach, my digestion, since losing my gallbladder, and I forgot to take that the entire weekend. Like, hadn't taken it since like Wednesday, so that was catching up to me too. So I had to excuse myself several times because I forgot to take my medicine, and that made me miss some things on stage on Sunday. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're worrying too much. Like, when would any of your internal organs fail on you during a comedy music event, Ian?
It's not like it's ever happened before, and we've set a precedent for it or anything.
Did you
Sarah from the room over just screamed, "Don't tempt fate." I don't know if the thing picked up on that.
Did you make it through the weekend with all the parts you started with? That's the important bit.
Yeah, I didn't spend any of the festival in the hospital, so that's a good thing.
That's good.
But yeah, no, I had to take care of some things, and so I'm sorry I missed the cool FuMP Showcase. Who performed at the FuMP Showcase, Devo?
Well, we actually started early with Regdar and the Fighters because I told all the artists, plan 8 to 10 minutes, and Regdar planned 15. So he was like, "It's fine. I'm just going to start early." And there were like 4 people in the room, and we had just started opening the doors, and he starts playing. I'm like, "Okay, sure, okay, if you're okay with that." And then people filed in, and by halfway through his set, we had a good crowd. But yeah, it actually started early. And it was funny because when he sent his sound requirements to Chris, he was like, "Well, I'm doing this for drums, this for guitar, this for..." And Chris is like, "Is this a full band that's performing for 8 minutes or whatever?" And we realized later that it's like some type of computer controller that he controls with a Dance Dance Revolution pad. So he's up on stage pushing buttons on the pad on the floor, playing a guitar. So
that's awesome.
It was really cool. It was not a full band, thankfully.
and he's a member of Nuclear Bubble Wrap.
He is. I believe he's a bass player, right?
Yeah, Steve.
Nuclear Bubble Wrap. Yeah.
You could have him and Dark NES have like a music battle with Dark NES with the power glove, and then him on the DDR
pad. Yeah. A peripheral off.
Yes. And then Alcav performed.
Yeah, Soggy Potato Chips.
Soggy Potato Chips. It's good seeing him again. I actually really enjoyed what he did. Those were good songs.
I'm sorry I missed it.
And it was right around this time when I was backstage and Jace McLean walked up to me and said, "Hey, when is Holy Bong Water going on?" And I went, "Excuse me, what?" Because I didn't have them on my list. Apparently what happened was in 2020, they told me Holy Bong Water wanted to perform during the show. Actually, the email, I looked it up. It said Regdar and the Fighters and or Holy Bong Water. And I confirmed that Regdar was performing in 2020, and then everything got pushed back a year for 2021. I never reconfirmed Holy Bong Water. Completely slipped my mind. So I told Jace, I'm like, this event's going to run late as it is. I don't know if I can squeeze you in. I'll see what I can do, but no promises. So as we were going along, we were running a little. We got through the first few acts pretty quickly. So I was like, you know what? I think I can squeeze them in. So I put them in second to last. But after Alcav was,
because they tweeted from the Holy Bong Water Twitter, "We're going to be performing on Sunday," and I was like, I don't remember that, but I'll retweet this. That's great. Good for Holy Bong Water. It'd be good to see them again.
So then after Alcav was Carl Brown. who was awesome as usual. The usual stuff from Carl we like. And then newcomer to the FuMPFest was Captain Ambivalent.
Yeah, local Chicago area performer.
Yeah, the Captain was our official backup act this year. If anybody canceled at the last minute, he was in. So, but nobody did. So,
for once,
yes.
At least we had several cases of like long before the event where it's like, we need to fill this spot. Okay, Luke will do it. Okay, now we need to fill a different spot. Okay, Carrie will do it. Now
we need to fill this spot. Oh wait, Ian Lockwood's coming in for the awards. We'll have him do it.
Yeah. And Captain Ambivalent was next on my list if anybody else backed out.
Right. You know. Just going down the list as it were. So.
Yep. And then after the Captain was Brett Glass. And the interesting thing was Captain Ambivalent has this giant inflatable dinosaur that he put up on stage. And Brett was on after him and he said, "Don't take down the dinosaur. Keep it up for my set." And we were like, okay, sure. So then Brett goes up on stage and performs a song about a kaiju. So that worked out well. And it was funny because Captain Ambivalent asked me, he was like, "Should I take this down after this song or wait till after his set?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't interrupt his set. Just do it after,
Meanwhile,
after
somebody texted me who wasn't even there, so I had to text Devo that the dinosaur was blocking the Twitch stream.
Yeah, and there was nothing I could do about that. It's a dinosaur. What are you going to do? But so then after the song, Brett was like, "Okay, you can take this down now." And I was like, "Okay, fine. Just go get it."
That answered your question then.
Yep. And then Holy Bongwater went up on stage, and were great. I'm glad we were able to squeeze them in.
I love their new song about Batman. That was
so do I.
I was just like, stand up, bravo. Please put this on the FuMP. It's great.
Yep.
And that was like another case of not having enough time to hang out with all the people that you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
It was, I believe, during closing ceremonies, they were packing things up, and we were all on stage, and I just like ran off stage real quick. By then, I'm like, "By the way, real quick, your Batman song was awesome. Okay, it's good. Okay, bye." And then I just left. I just Regis Philbined them out of nowhere. A drive-by Philbining.
How do we make these things verbs all the time?
By verbing them, Ian.
Right. Silly of me to ask.
And then we ended with the Suffolk Good Players, better known around these parts as the cast of BS to Resistance.
Yes.
Who did some very cool stuff.
And they have a new pod thing that they're doing has Lisa in it.
My Friend Lisa.
My Friend Lisa, that's what it is.
Spelled Lyssa. And there was supposed to be a fourth person there with them this year.
One of the people from BS the Resistance fell ill or something like that and was not able to attend. So
Dale,
they had to miss.
Dale, Chris, and Nancy were there. I forget who the fourth person was who wasn't able to make it.
Yeah.
And then we did the We're Number One panel concert thing, which was all of us performing our number one most requested songs on the Dr. Demento show in order.
Yeah, in order of the year that it happened.
Yep, going from 2007, starting with me, ending at 2019, also with me, and everybody in between.
3 of Luke.
3 of Luke, 1 of Ian, 1 of Steve, 1 nuclear bubble wrap.
And 1 power salad.
1 power salad.
And we had a Robert London spaff in there, but they weren't attending, so we just played a clip. Mm-hmm. Had the 2 Ookla the Mock songs that were back-to-back in years, and they weren't able to attend, but they had a really cool video greeting after their second song.
Yep.
Which was really neat of them mistaking it, thinking that they were whatever they mistakenly thought they were.
The number one Dr. Demento artist of all time, I think, is what Adam said it was.
That was a very funny video.
Yes.
That was really cool to see them again. So.
And then after that, we had Bill Larkin take the stage.
Yes, Bill Larkin, who started doing songs during the pandemic online, where he's doing parody song improv, where he will improvise a parody of any pop song that you recommend to him. And he did 2 of those during his set, and they were brilliant. Are his other songs already brilliant. I love his song that is his TV show theme song. I've seen him perform that many
Yes.
times here. And then he destroyed everyone.
Yep. Yep.
He destroyed everyone with his closing song about his grandfather. And I was sitting backstage getting ready to go on and do his outro.
Yep.
And I got to watch Chris and Devo collapse into a pile of goo as they laughed their faces off.
I thought Chris
could
was going to
hear-
pass out. I really did.
I thought the both of you were going to pass out. I could hear Sarah in the audience squeaking with laughter.
I was at the vantage point where I could see Sarah and Shoebox, and it was like, it's like somebody needs oxygen. It's them.
Yeah, just absolutely demolishing the crowd. If you don't know the song and you missed it, go watch it on the Twitch stream on the VOD. It's up on this Twitch channel for like 2 weeks or something like that. It was on the Sunday performance. Absolutely killer, crushed it. But Bill always does, and Bill did some amazing stories during his set too. He did some stories about his history with the Dr. Demento show, even though Dr. D wasn't there on Sunday. He did some stories about his relationship with the show, not just having his songs on it, but like his relationship with calling into the show to request songs that he and his brother did and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, so that was an amazing set. It really was.
yeah, absolutely.
And
we
then-
followed that with
Dumb parody ideas.
Parody ideas.
yes, use the lag to make an echo. Sure.
That was the plan.
So yeah, that was
Yes, we plan things.
yes. We speaking of planning things, first I was going to judge it, and then Sulu was going to judge it, and then we didn't know who was going to judge it between the two of us, and then it ended up being
Both of you.
basically I was judging it with her there to give her opinion on which of them that she liked the most. So
So you both judged it.
yeah, so I was there kind of writing everyone's name down, and then I had like a little side thing that said
What
like-
their song title was.
yeah, it's like their name and the song title that I would guess, and then two columns that were like Luke and Sulu, and if Sulu really liked one, seemingly I would put like a star next to it being like, okay, this one is Sulu approved. And when we got through them,
Sulu approved.
when we got through them, there were like 6 of them that both she and I really liked a lot, and then we kind of went through and like, all right, we should pick like maybe a couple more so that there's, a wider selection on stage to narrow down. And so we picked a couple more, and then that ended up being our 8 finalists, which got narrowed down to 3, and then you got
By
narrowed down
audience
to our
votes.
win. Yeah, by audience applause. So yeah, I don't know how much you want to get into the entries and stuff, but
Had a lot of great entries this year. We had our standard people who were always there and always doing well. RJ was a finalist again this year. Piper and Shauna did great with their songs, and a couple other people who are our usual people who tend to join that thing and do really well. But we had a surprise this year because Shoebox is not usually there during FuMPFest, and also always constantly says how Worm Quartet doesn't do parodies, and then yet
he basically was doing this as the cautionary example of why Shoebox does not do parodies.
yes, this is the reason I don't do parodies, this song specifically. But it backfired on him a little because he made it catchy. It was a parody of a Ramones song, right?
No,
Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister, that's what it was. Excuse me for fucking that up, but yeah, it was a Twisted Sister parody, which is "We're Not Gonna Take It," and that has a catchy chorus that everybody sings along to because they know the song. And he made it. What was the title of it?
We're hot buttered ape shit.
We're hot buttered ape shit, which is a very Worm Quartet song. And, of course, because it's sung to that tune, made it instantly catchy, so everyone sang along, including me, on stage with him. And
it's remarkably dumb. Like
it's remarkably dumb,
yeah,
which is the point of the song.
Yeah, so
for this contest.
it's not like it was a good parody. It was a dumb parody. It was
It's a dumb
awesomely
parody.
dumb parody.
That's the point of dumb parody ideas. These are not songs that you want to have a full version of. These are songs that are stupid and purposely stupid. That's what makes them funny and fun, because it's only a verse and chorus. You know, it's not the kind of song that you want to have be expanded into a thing that you'd listen to repeatedly. But it's dumb, and it's short enough and dumb enough that you go, I get the point of this, I'm laughing at the stupidity of this, that's what makes it enjoyable. And he didn't... It was just dumb enough and just stupid enough that it won first place.
So he wins the golden spatula.
Yes.
Against his better judgment.
This is our 6th year doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly, I think, yeah.
Yeah, because we started in, I believe, 2016, because that was the first year the library bards were there, right?
The first Dumb Parody Awards was... I'm sorry, Dumb Parody Ideas was 2015.
2015, yeah, because
because
library bards came on the second.
The Arrogant Worms entered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What won that year?
I think RJ.
Was that RJ's first victory?
I think
RJ
was
won that
RJ's first victory.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, it's like with now that we've done this so many years, you know, maybe that could be another a FuMP compilation album. Is
the dumb parodies?
There's your April Fool's album.
All right. We can do it. We've got them all recorded.
I was gonna say put a bunch of the songs on there that didn't wind up on the FuMPFest Best of Highlights album,
and then force Shoebox to record like the full studio version of his song.
Yeah. We'll force Shoebox to record "We're Hot Buttered Ape Shit," the full studio version.
Yep.
Anyway, so we should probably move on to Ian Lockwood.
Yeah, who followed Dumb Parody Ideas, who entered Dumb Parody Ideas with a parody of Rihanna's "Stay," asking people to stay for his set,
which I thought was brilliant. I thought that was amazing.
Absolutely hilarious, and his set was amazing.
Yeah, he was great.
So we got Ian Lockwood because I was contacting people about the Logan Awards, saying, "Hey, you've been nominated for the awards. Do you want to attend the ceremony?" And I was letting people know, people who are nominated for video, you don't need to perform your song. It's only your video that's nominated. And he was like, "No, I'll come down and I'll perform." And I'll go, "Oh, this is the first time anybody who's been nominated for video has said they will perform the song with the video. Cool. Okay, sure, we'll do that." So he's like, "Hey, if I come down, is there space for me to have to do a whole show, have a set at the festival?" And I'm like, "I have to double check with Devo." And at that time, somebody else had just dropped out.
Yeah,
so
like an hour before that, Amy Engelhart dropped out. Yeah, like
literally an hour before it happened. So we managed to squeeze Ian Lockwood in, and I'm so glad we did. He had a blast this entire weekend. Had other gigs in Chicago at the time, and did an absolutely killer set. Really looking forward to his new EP coming out, and had a lot of video elements with his stuff. And I need to ask him where he got the headset mic, because I want a Britney Spears all over the stage with a headset mic, and his effects pedal and everything. That was a cool setup that he had, and that's good stuff.
Yeah, he was great. And then Luke Ski closed out the live performances for the weekend.
Yeah, and because of reality and such, I didn't really have anything new to do except for my new song, which I was happy to do. So yeah, it was just because of the whole "we're number ones" thing. I performed
3 songs.
I performed
Fake Adult,
Snoopy the Dog, Fake Adult, and Candy Bars. By the way, I rewrote one of the lyrics to Candy Bars because previously that lyric had mentioned a celebrity that
is now kind of problematic.
Yeah. So once I was so afraid of screwing up that one lyric that I'm like, I feel like I need to have the lyrics for this song, because I'm going to be too busy focusing on screwing up the one lyric that I'm going to screw up all the other ones. So I'm like, I'm just going to read it. I don't care. I'm just going to freaking... So anyway, but the point is, I did 3 of my number 1 songs from the Dr. Demento show, and I'm like, well, if I'm doing those 3 earlier in the day, I might as well perform my other 2 number 1 songs from the Dr. Demento show. So I opened the show with "Stealing Like a Hobbit" and Peter Parker with Devo joining me for Peter Parker. So that was super cool.
Always my favorite.
And I I was just trying to do basically a bunch of songs that I just more or less felt like doing. I also tried to keep an eye on what songs I've performed that have already ended up on the FuMPFest live CDs, so I don't end up doing like all these songs that have already been on there, so Devo has nothing to pick. So that factored it into it at least a little bit. But yeah, I got to perform my new song again, and it was just great.
It was a great set.
Yeah, it was a very good set.
I won't go into a huge long spiel, but basically, all of us dealing with our own personal, personal lives and issues, and trying to stay in a good positive space. And I kind of went into the weekend, being a little bit nervous about things, and
a little apprehensive.
Yeah, and because the last few years of my life in general have been, things have happened. Let's just say. And over the course of the whole weekend, it's like by middle of Saturday, I really felt like I feel really good. I'm really happy. This is we're doing the thing that we used to do, and it's going great. And then by the time my show was happening, I'm like, I actually feel like myself again. I feel like the person who I used to be, getting on stage, at MarsCon or at FuMPFest and just performing and having a good time with my friends. So it was really therapeutic. The whole weekend was, but having it end with my show and everyone was so happy and positive and everything, it was great. So
yeah, it's a good rejuvenation.
Yeah. So,
and then,
oh, by the way, apparently I sold stuff at the table at table 27. I have yet to, and this is on me, I have yet to find out how much money I made or tried to get that money. I understand Dornail has that information.
Dornail is still working on it. I haven't gotten the report from her either. She told me yesterday she was working on it and was hopefully going to get it to me by today, but it hasn't come in yet, so maybe tomorrow.
I mean, I'm not in a rush to get it, but it's like trying to sell the CDs and merch used to be such a crucial part of every, stage show I was doing, and now it's barely an afterthought. Considering I haven't put out a new CD since 2014. So it's what do I have that's new? Basically nothing. So whatever.
I made the smart move of printing new CDs, and every time I print new CDs, they sell. So I made money this weekend, which is nice.
Yay. And then we had closing ceremonies.
We did. We announced the winner of the video contest.
It was the entry to the video contest.
Yep. That may have been some of my favorite shticking all weekend, was us milking dry the fact that we only had one entry for our 3-prize contest.
And at one point, Dr. Don said to me, "You mean I could have done another video where I just sat there motionless and had a song play, and I could have won something?" I was like, just always assume that you can.
Psychostick is rating the Twitch channel.
Sweet!
With 79 people. Hi, Psychostick people!
Thing. Hi, everyone! Welcome to this thing. Where we're basically being self-congratulatory to ourselves for our big comedy music festival weekend that just happened.
We are.
If you like Psychostick and comedy music festivals, let me tell you about MarsCon. Now, MarsCon...
Yeah, we just finished talking about FuMPFest, which was our comedy music festival from last weekend.
From this past weekend that happened in the Chicagoland area.
And Psychostick was represented because Psychostick was nominated for a Logan Award for their video.
Yep,
for their hilarious video.
Yeah, their video for I Can Only Count to 4, which I think it's great that song got nominated because, well, the music video got nominated because it came out in 2020. The song is from 2011. Devo Spice, the other host over here, beat Psychostick in that category for his video for Spider-Verses.
And we hell.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, closing ceremonies was just us standing around fielding questions and trying to figure out
how do we end this weekend?
How can we possibly bring this love fest to an end?
I don't want to stop anymore.
So that was FuMPFest, and then I drove home and stuff.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about my father's beards really quick.
There's a sentence. This is a thing that just was said. I I have to talk about my father's beards. Plural.
Yes.
Plural.
So my father was on hand, sanitizing the microphones and stuff between people performing. And during Dumb Parody Ideas, he actually went up and did two himself. So he was up on stage constantly between every act that went up there, wiping down microphones and stuff. And when he performed the song, performed a song about me. He put on a fake beard. And then the next time he came up on stage to wipe down the microphone, he put on a different beard. And
a longer red beard.
Then the third time it was another beard.
It was gray.
He had like 6 beards, I think, total?
I think it was like 4 or 5. I don't think it was nearly as many as 6, but he had a bunch of them. And then at one point he was wearing all of them at once.
Yes.
My favorite moment in all that was Ian.
I know what it is.
Yeah, was Ian talking about something that had just happened, and Old Spice came out wearing a black beard and went and was standing directly behind Ian. And Ian, without turning to look, just smiled and said to the microphone,
He's behind me, isn't he?
He's behind me, isn't he? Because I saw him walk up, and in that split second, I'm like, please, Ian, say he's right behind me, isn't he?
I could feel him there. The presence of Old Spice.
Your spice sense was tingling.
Yes.
Your spicy sense.
My spicy sense was tingling, which is basically what happens after Taco Bell.
But
yeah, and that was basically FuMPFest.
Woo! We did it. We recapped the whole thing.
We did, and it almost took as long as the event itself.
Well, FuMPFest.
Well, the podcast is over, guys. Good night.
Yeah, we should actually move on to the actual podcast at some point.
Oh yeah, we have other things to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, like you posted a song.
I did. I posted a new song to the FuMP that I performed during my set, and it's a song about, it's about a relationship that ended weirdly, and I basically just wanted to write a Real Big Fish song, so I did.
All right, so let's get into it. Here is Pictures of You by Insane Ian.
Well, we dated long ago. You said my devotion was sweet, so how was I to know that when you moved in you'd be so appalled at my room cause your pictures covered my walls? So you packed up your shit and ran out the door. Then I was left all alone with my stuff. I gotta say it was pretty rough, and I'm stumped for what comes next, because what do I do with all these pictures of you? Everywhere that I turn, you're always in my view. How can I move on? It's like you're not even gone. All I can do is fawn over pictures of you. I can't donate them to Goodwill. They just take the frames and give me back the stills. I don't want those back. Why'd we break up? Well, I'm not sure. Something about me being immature. Well, I don't get that, but you're a poopy head. Then I got me a master plan. I'll fix these pictures with this pen in my hand, and I know I'm feeling better cause I'm drawing on all these pictures of you. Everywhere that I turn, I see someone new. Now I'm moving on. Look at what I've drawn. So many eye patches on these pictures of you. These pictures of you. And then one day, I was walking to the comic book store. I looked up and I saw my own face there on a billboard. My hair was all awkward, and I was there in my boxers for all to see. No, no, no! I can't believe what you did to these pictures of me. And you displayed them all in a gallery. You used me like a prop. How can I get you to stop? You cheated and used Photoshop on these pictures of me. Pictures of me. Pictures of me. Pictures of me.
Pictures of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about this song.
So I had been wanting to do a ska song, a Real Big Fish style song, for a couple of years now, because I've been a big fan. I mean, I was a Real Big Fish fan in the '90s, and I, was one of those bands that I always think is kind of comedy music adjacent. Their songs are always kind of funny, and I always kind of like the style, the snarkiness, and the kind of pseudo-punk third wave feel of their songs. And I'd always been wanting to do one, and I had this idea of doing a song called Pictures of You that was in the style of Real Big Fish. And me and Ben had started working together again on this new album, and this was one of the first songs that I was like, yeah, this is one of the ones that I want to do, and kind of give him the idea for the song, and really wanted it to be like, this guy's kind of a jerk, which is kind of what all the songs by Real Big Fish are. The narrator of the song is kind of a jerk in a relationship, and he does get his comeuppance in the end to have the thing that he's doing to the pictures kind of happens to him too, but like better. Like, I'm just drawing on the pictures, but my ex is using Photoshop and displaying them for everyone to see in a gallery. So I wanted to make sure that he got his comeuppance, not just for being a jerk, but to have that happen to him too. So you see, it's not so funny when it happens to you. But I also was trying to not be too overly mean about things too. I wanted to keep it like, at least in good fun cruelness. So
Well, I think you succeeded. The music is dead on. It sounds great.
I love the track. It's basically the song "Everything Sucks" by Real Big Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Not the music, but just the way the verses and choruses are structured. It's basically that song. So the verses and the bridge, the way that they're played out, is pretty much exactly that song. I think Waffles was just chewing on a receipt that I need to scan for you about the Logan Awards.
Sarah said he was.
If he eats it, that's it. It's gone. You ain't getting your money.
Maybe pick that up. Yeah, thank you.
It's got holes in it now.
Yeah, it's got holes in it.
That
That'll
works.
be fun when we scan it. Yeah.
Okay.
But so that was a song I posted to my Patreon, patreon.com/insaneian, and a bunch of my Patreon supporters got to hear that song a couple months early, and all the songs that I'm putting on the new album have been premiering there first before they go to the FuMP or anywhere else.
And you performed the song during FuMPFest?
I did. It was my third song, I think, during the set. It seemed to go well. And I have, of course, had a Real Big Fish video playing as the backing video for it, and another video by College Humor called Too Many Horns, about a ska band that is mostly a horn section.
Nice. So yeah, good tune. I don't know what else to say about it.
I really, it's really kind of all there. There's not really a whole lot to talk about. Usually I'll have like all these backstories about the songs, and this one is just, I wanted to write a Real Big Fish song, so I did. That's literally it. And it's one of the new songs from my new album coming out called Illinois, which you can pre-order now at insaneian.bandcamp.com. It's the first link on there for Illinois. And if you pre-order the album now, you get this song, a bunch of the other songs that I released over the past year, a couple years actually. 2017, I think, is the earliest one. Summertime Jam was released in 2017. Actually, that song came out yesterday in 2017. August 25th is when that song was released. But a bunch of, I think you get a handful, 8 or 9 songs with pre-ordering the album now, but when the album comes out in November, you'll get the rest of the tracks as well as my entire FuMPFest set.
Excellent.
I wanted to ask, so with your album being called Illinois, are you going to have any tracks on it specifically about living in Illinois.
Well, one song that I've released already mentions that, and that is Delivery Boy.
Oh, okay.
I mentioned because I'm working as a delivery boy here in Illinois, and I do mention that in the chorus of the song. Orbach Choi, I'll bring it to you if you're in Illinois, because I can't deliver outside of Illinois. It doesn't really work that way.
I remember at one point you were asking for people to suggest potential song titles, and the one I suggested was "It Came from the Depths of Schaumburg."
That was for a different project, but yes,
okay.
That'll work.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't live far from. I don't live far from Schaumburg here, so. But yeah, new album, live stuff, new songs, and also the new song that I premiered at FuMPFest will probably be on my Patreon before it hits the FuMP for Halloween. So keep that in mind, kids. Patreon.com/InsaneIan.
All right, let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
Only people with too much time on their hands do jury duty. Only people who've got no significant plans do jury duty. I got places to go and people to see, not stuck with some upright citizenry. It might do it for you, but it doesn't for me, not jury duty. Don't wanna brush my teeth, don't wanna brush my hair, just wanna watch TV
In my Minecraft underwear.
don't wanna clean my room, don't wanna
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
without guilt or shame. Don't hate the player,
Hit the video game.
don't wanna change my pants, don't wanna pull on a shirt. I don't wanna eat dinner, I just want dessert.
Yelling from the portal in my dryer where all the socks go. There's a hole in space at the back of my dryer. Travels to some place with a piece of my attire, and the situation has grown pretty dire. I'm about to run out of socks.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, the GoFundMe for Escape from the Secret Lab in Space is up to $1,750. They are roughly $400 away from their goal of $2,112.17. So go to GoFundMe, search for Escape from the Secret Lab, and you will find it. Escape from the Secret Lab in Space, the next season of Dr. Pinkerton's mad scientist dreams.
Cog.
Luke, you want to talk about the announcement of the thing? And
Yes, it was announced at MarsCon via a nifty video that was filmed by them that the Knuckleheads will be the music guest of honor at MarsCon 2022. So yeah, that would be Grandmaster Jax and is it
Old Dirty Data.
Old Dirty Data? That's it. And yeah, they will both be there as our music guests of honor. And I'm going to be talking to the people who run the children's track at MarsCon to make sure that they're aware of this, because they might want to incorporate the kiddos coming to see that concert into whatever their programming is, because it's
kid friendly.
I'm kind of guessing this is the first time they've had like an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, however old he'll be by the time he gets there, as a guest of honor. So yay for that.
Yeah, that's going to be really great. And we have some FuMPFest news that came out of the weekend. Nothing to report for going forward, but I wanted to mention a couple of things. The winner of the video contest were Jamie and Teresa Lockport for their video for Shiny Math Rocks by Mikey Mason. And as we mentioned, they were the only entry.
So thank you for entering the contest.
Thank you.
And the winner of the Dumb Parody Ideas, as we said, was Worm Quartet with
Shoebox of Worm Quartet with We're Hot Buttered Ape Shit.
Yep. And the Logan Award winners officially were for Outstanding Parody Song was Zoom Meeting by Devo Spice featuring Insane Ian and the Great Luke Ski. For Outstanding Original Comedy Song was Whitney Avalon with WTF 2020. And for Outstanding Comedy Music Video was Devo Spice featuring One Up, Insane Ian, Bonnie Gordon, TV's Kyle, Lex the Lexicon Artist, and the Great Luke Ski for Spider-Verses, the music video.
Dun, 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 dun.
So congratulations to all the winners, and thank you to the jurors who helped make that voting thing possible.
And I was not expecting to win either of those, so I had nothing planned as far as like acceptance speeches or anything. But thank you. It was great. I have the kitties are upstairs.
Yes.
The winner of the game show.
There, I need to mail it.
The winner of the game show was Jeff Morris, to absolutely nobody's surprise.
No one at all. No.
And we got to give a big congratulations to Breakman Z and Goth Kitty, who got engaged during Dumb Parody Ideas. Breakman Z went up on stage, and then he called Goth Kitty up on stage. And as soon as he did that, I was like, he's going to propose. And I pulled out my camera
we
and
all
started
kind of
videoing.
knew what was going on, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got good footage, which I sent to him today, actually. So several people got good footage of his proposal. So he's got lots of footage to work with. So that was very cool.
I did not pick it as a finalist because I will not be swayed by manufactured sentimentality. I am only swayed by dumbness.
Goth Bunny. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Yes,
Goth
thank
Bunny,
you, Brett.
Yeah, Swayed by Dumbness is the name of your next album.
Okay. The videos from the weekend for Twitch are still available on Twitch at twitch.tv/the_FuMP. They only keep them for around 10 days, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So it should be up for a few more days if you want to catch up on anything that you may have missed. And I'm working on updating the website with a new archive section with photos from the weekend and stuff like that. And that's about it.
For once, I actually didn't take photos during the weekend. Because I'll take a picture of the performer and post it on Instagram and the other social media feeds, because I run the social media feeds for the FuMP. And because we took a year off from this because of the pandemic, I just forgot and just ended up not being able to do it at all this entire weekend because I completely spaced on it. So sorry about that. Usually I do take a picture, and I usually even take a picture from the stage, and I didn't even do that this year.
Yeah, we didn't do that this year. That's all right. That's fine.
My mom took a whole bunch of pictures when she was there on Saturday evening and Sunday, and she's going to put them all up somewhere where you, Devo, and others who asked were on the staff and the performers, if they would like them, I'll make sure they can get to them.
Yeah.
So.
And Tina posted like 1,200 photos to her Dropbox page that you can go download if you'd like. If you follow her on Facebook. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then you don't. But yeah.
Yeah. So I do know that a couple pictures have already been posted in the Dr. Demento show group. A couple people who were there posted their pictures with Dr. D, as well as a couple of the events that were going on this weekend. So thank you to all of those who have done that.
All right. So our second. Wait, did I forgot tour dates.
You haven't done tour dates yet.
I haven't done tour dates. Tour dates coming up tomorrow in Cartersville, Illinois. Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. And that's all the tour dates we got because we haven't updated the newsletter yet for this month because FuMPFest. So, Lee is working on it. All right. Second song of the week is Party, Do It Right Now by TV's Kyle.
Let's just get one thing straight. I've got a big mandate, one I can't overstate. Party, 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 party. Drop everything too sweet. It's time to move your feet. Jeez, why must I repeat? Party, 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 party. I got 3 drinks, all 3 are pink, and so I think. Party, 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 party. I've got a bowl of cheese, and so it seems to me that we can all agree. Party, 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 party. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Why aren't you partying? Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. You got one job, party right now. It is a valid need. I might actually bleed if I do not succeed at party, 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 party. I don't want to drop dead. Come to my house instead. Staple things to my head. Party, 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 party. Take that red cup, fill that thing up. Don't care which one. Party, 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 party. You party, 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 party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Why aren't you partying? Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. You've got one job, party right now. I walked into a party store so I could get some napkins. I chanced upon a secret door. I knew not what could happen. I opened up the secret door just like a Charlie bucket. This clearly was a stupid move and I ran out of luck. You see, the witch of Party Palace, since all party stores they have one, said,
Trespasser, I curse you now with mandatory fun. If you don't have an epic party Friday at the latest, I will turn your brain into a pile of mashed potatoes.
so now you understand my party time demands. Please heed my party plans. Party, 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 party. Bring everyone you know. Strangers would work too, though. Don't let my head explode. Taters, 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 taters. Please lift my curse or call a nurse. It can't be worse. Taters, 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 taters. Come save me Friday night. It will be hella tight. Don't let me lose the fight. Never taters, only party. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Why aren't you partying? Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Why aren't you partying? Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Why aren't you partying? Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. Party. Do it right now. You got one job, party right now. I think it worked.
I didn't catch this before, but there's a line in there that said, "Put your keys in the bowl." So this is that kind of party.
I
Kyle.
see. Well then, maybe Kyle's trying to tell us something.
Maybe. He wasn't at FuMPFest. What was he doing?
Yep. Yes. Key parties with Kyle. Interesting.
They were at like a wedding, and there were like colorful horsies there, I think.
No.
That's not a key party. Well, we're saying there's a line in Kyle's song, "Put your keys in the bowl," and that's That's a And Sarah just said I didn't know they were into that. So yeah, we were all saying we didn't know. We learned a thing.
Yes.
That song's educational in more ways than one, is what we're saying.
Let's do some feedback.
Feedback.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Alvarant wrote, "Thanks for all the work done for FuMPFest. I'm glad people like the munchies I brought, but please lay off Wheaton, Illinois. I've lived in Wheaton for 15 years, and it's a wonderful town despite Billy Graham University being here. We have an award-winning library, a train museum, the DuPage County Fairgrounds, and
DuPage.
DuPage. Yes, I thought it was fancier. And thanks to the daring midnight raid in the late 1800s, it's the seat of DuPage County government. Bob Woodward, the guy who exposed Watergate, was born in Wheaton, too. More importantly, Wheaton is neither New Jersey nor Tennessee." Thank you, Alvarant.
You really shouldn't pick on Wheaton.
Yes.
What's funny was when he said it's neither New Jersey nor Tennessee, in the weeks leading up to FuMPFest, my father kept telling people about FuMPFest and saying, "Yes, I'm going to Tennessee next week." And we kept saying, FuMPFest is not in Tennessee. If you want to go to Tennessee, you're not going to FuMPFest.
Old Spice, you've been here how many times?
Yeah.
Always been in Chicago.
Yep.
It's never not been in Chicago.
Yep.
Why?
Well, I mean, they are going to Tennessee. We have family in Tennessee, but yeah.
Well, that answers that, but still.
So, all right. So that's all the feedback we got. So
Yes, thank you to our volunteers who helped out with the various rooms
yes.
at FuMPFest, Table 27, registration, the snack bar, the security who sat on their butts the whole weekend because they had no security to do, and thank you for being there and sitting in the green room and making sure that the private snacks for the performers were kept safe. No, seriously, thank you to everybody who helped make this weekend entirely possible.
Yes,
all our
thank you very much,
volunteers,
guys.
Really could not have done it without you all. And, of course, thanks to Chris Mezzalesta for running sound and Bundy Audio for hooking that up, too, because we could not have sounded as good as we did if not for them. So, thank you.
Yes, the vigilance with which Chris runs that sound, because he has that app on his phone where he can walk away, out into the audience and check what it sounds like from the audience's point of view. Just like he is like multiple times during every set, he is walking out there and checking and making sure everything sounds good for the people in the audience. So he works very hard at it, and we all appreciate that work, and we all appreciate his humor, and I was so happy to see him up on stage, doing the funnies again. So
All right, so let's do some teasing.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
All right, tomorrow's song is by Larry Tritel.
Ooh.
And
Back again after
Tuesday's
a
song is
while.
not yet posted, and I haven't put the jingle in yet.
You
so
still haven't made that.
You're
that
here.
thing.
You can sing it.
And I won't.
Oh.
Because I don't remember how it goes.
Tuesday song is not yet a thing, so screw you, the end.
There's your clip.
That's going to be the new soundbite.
I made a song, and you forget to do it, but you'll remember that, and you'll post that.
Maybe I'll remix your song and put Luke in to do that.
Sure. Like you have the time for that.
That would be like taking the classic Star Wars.
FuMPFest is over. I have time now.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm working at my own pace. If you ordered a T-shirt for FuMPFest and we're not there to pick it up, they're going out tomorrow. So they're packed up upstairs. I forgot to mention that during the news.
And if you backed my Kickstarter for Reviewsicles and didn't get a CD from me at FuMPFest, I'll be mailing them out shortly.
And if you're one of the 47 places I've applied to be a storyboarder, in the past, 2021, and you haven't hired me yet, hire me, because I'm tired of not having a storyboarding job.
Please hire him.
Yeah.
Please. And tomorrow's Spotify playlist topic is conventions.
Oh, irony. How beautiful.
And that's it. That's a show.
Yay,
TV's
we did the
Kyle
thing.
is at tvskyle.bandcamp.com. Ian, plug yourself.
InsaneIan.bandcamp.com and also Patreon.com/InsaneIan. And if you want to see me react to comedy music videos, maybe some videos that you yourself are not aware of, you can check me out at youtube.com/InsaneIan. Last Friday, I reacted to a couple of the nominees of the Logan Awards, including Ian Lockwood, The Cooties, and Whitney Avalon, the winner of the Outstanding Original Comedy Song, although I didn't say it then because I wasn't spoiling things. But yeah, go check that out. I didn't do one this week because FuMPFest, I didn't realize it was Thursday until I was like, oh yeah, I haven't done a video. So next week I'm doing stuff by Tom Cardy, who's a big TikToker and does some cool songs. And the week after that is Jeff Whitmire, assuming Stupendium doesn't release a new song in the next week or so.
All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And I'm also here. And we have Loki.
We're buttoned with
Thank
glorious
you for listening
purpose.
to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
It's the Pulpeel Pocket Loki. You too can have glorious purpose in your pants.
Yeah.